Hi guys, welcome to my Psych Life. Today's video is going to be a personal one about not getting into my school of choice. I am in my third semester of my doctorate program, so I did get into a program, but it was not my school of choice, guys, and I'll tell you, I'm not used to failing. in truth and honesty, I was really bummed out, but I wanted to make this video just because you're going to encounter situations where you're used to winning and then you don't, right? So one of the things that I thought was really important for this video is just to tell you to keep going, keep trying, keep applying, don't give up. But it's also very easy for people to tell you those things when they're not going through the disappointment or the heartache, right? So doctorate programs are very competitive. I'll tell you that I had to take the GRE and I have been out of school. And let me preface by saying, being in college and going through different college programs is very different from primary school, right, and secondary school. So your grade school, high school, right, because that's where they teach you all the basic concepts. And I've been very far removed. I graduated in 1991, y'all. So but I've told you guys my age before because I'm not, one of those women that gets hung up on age. I'm 46, so I haven't been in close to those concepts in a very long time. I think in my undergrad, I had to take some business math, accounting, and all that kind of stuff, just for the basic gens. But since then, I haven't done basic math concepts and stuff like that in my everyday work or in my regular life. I mean, I count money and all that kind of stuff. But when you get to the GRE, guys, and I will tell you, I am not going to do a video about the GRE. It was the worst experience of my life. So if you guys are a returning adult student, understand me when I tell you, you need months and months and months of study. It was a great experience in that I haven't had to really dig deep into those concepts. I studied for 60 days, I think, and it still was not enough for me. Personally, I would have liked to see my scores much higher. And most schools will tell you what their minimums are, or where they'd like to see you from a percentile perspective. But again, very, very competitive programs to begin with. So based on that, and I just looked at it like I'm competing against a ton of younger students who are just coming out of school, and against people who went to this school and got their master's and now they're going to move over to the doctorate program. So that's what I had to put into perspective for myself. And I'm competing against other people, around the country, because you never know who's applying to the schools that you're interested in. And for my top choice school is a private school. They only take 9 students a year. So I already knew that there was going to be some pretty heavy competition. It's in Wisconsin, so we have a lot of really good universities in Wisconsin as well. So as more people filter into the School of Psychology and things like that, I knew I was going to be up against some pretty smart folks, and I'm pretty smart myself. So it was disappointing not to reach that. I knew on every other component that I had done really well. I had 2 conversations with the school, and everything was just really, really good. But unfortunately, my scores were just not good enough. I wasn't high enough ranked. And of course, they want the higher ranked students. And it was disappointing when I got the letter. I think, well, first of all, when I went to take my GRE and I'd set a goal in my head, type A personality, I'll admit it. When I walked out of the testing facility, I did not like my score, because I was already trying to rank in that top percentile. And so when I saw my score and saw that I was 2% under, I was like, I already knew. I was like, I'm not going to get in. And my boyfriend at the time, he was like, oh, you're going to be fine. It's not a big deal. You're going to get in. And he didn't understand that this is a huge deal. I only applied to 2 schools, guys. I was very adamant about getting into my first choice, which is the Professional School of Psychology of Wisconsin. And then my second was Capella. And the reason why I was going to go to the Wisconsin School of Professional Psychology is because they had evening classes, which would have been awesome. So literally, I could work my full-time job, get off work, drive to school, go to school until 10. And the program would have worked out perfectly for me. But again, I didn't get in. So I walked out of that testing, and it took me the full 4 hours. Usually when you're taking either the licensure exams or entrance exams, you know, there's a certain amount of time that's allotted for them. This is the first time that it took me the full 4 hours. Like literally I had to get up and take a breather, walk away, do a little meditation, deep breathing. And then the writing, I found with myself, and I find this in my homework as well, that it takes me the most time to get started on writing. But once I do get that kickstart, then I'm good. So the writing, I think, and this is bad, but I'm gonna be honest. I think you get 20 or 30 minutes for each section, and I think I spent 16 minutes deciding how I was gonna start. So that probably didn't help me either. But even though in my writing I got a really good, I think I got 4s out of 5. So I think I did really well on those sections, but I've just given you a head start. Like I think I got in my head a lot because I knew how much was writing on me doing well on these tests. So that was that. And then a couple weeks later, after my scores got sent over to the school, then I got an email saying, oh, we appreciate your application. We will not be able to move forward. And it's like heart-wrenching. I cried. Yeah, I cried, y'all. I didn't want to talk to nobody. I was really disappointed. And I actually got into an argument with my boyfriend because he was like, oh, it's not a big deal. You got to regroup and then decide what your next steps are. And I was like, no, I need to grieve this loss. Okay. So I was pissed. I was pissed off, and then I was disappointed, and I was sad that I didn't get in because I had wanted to go to this program since my bachelor's. And this is the one that intimidated me. So if you watched my previous video, you would have seen that I talk a little bit about how people in their bachelor's programs can go directly to a doctorate program because they'll matriculate, and this is one of the schools that does that. So I should have went back in my bachelor's because I think I probably did better on the GRE back then than I did now, but whatever. So my next one was Capella, and I got invited out to the interview, which I will do a short video on the interview process, and ultimately got accepted. So I think it's important, guys, for you to know that if you have failed the GRE, or let me take that back. I'm not even going to say failed. If you didn't score as high as you needed to get into your program of choice, it's not the end of the world. Guys, you should take some time and grieve that loss, but then rebound. You're resilient. If you're going after the doctorate level program, or even if you're trying to get into a master's program, and guys, my lighting is changing because I'm in my home office and my desk is in front of a window, and we're having like thunderstorms and stuff today, so the lighting is changing a little bit. But anyway, back to my point. Take some time and kind of feel what you're feeling and get your disappointment out, and then get yourself together and press on. Try your next choice. What is that option? What does that look like? Don't get too down to where you miss your opportunity to start school when you want to by trying other programs. But just know that, there's going to be ups and downs as you go through this process. I'm going to probably do some videos about the classes that I've taken so far. And I've had some really interesting situations come up as I've started to go through my program. So you guys gotta develop that thick skin early so that you can get through it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you'll continue to follow my journey through my psych life, and I'll see you guys next time.